So I turn to our third speaker, Michalis Rokas, head of the EU delegation in Wellington.
Thank you to Martin and the previous speakers. I think it is a great opportunity that even as diplomats we can engage in a debate which is very important for the future of the UK and the European Union. And I'm quite certain that during the Q&A we might try also to reply as citizens, EU citizens, and get rid of the diplomatic tag. However, I would like also to say a few words about the timing of this debate. And it has been very, very relevant because on the 9th of May we had Europe Day, and which we celebrated all around the world and across the European Union. And also the 9th of May was the anniversary of the Victory Day and the end of the World War II. And I have been checking and looking throughout Europe and the world how it was celebrated. And I came across of messages from prime ministers, from heads of state, including Prime Minister of the UK, and I saw almost, it was in all lips a common word: unity and peace. We are living in a very volatile world. We have seen the international law being broken. We have seen the prospect of war coming again back to our continent. We know very well what's happening in Russia and Ukraine. We have seen human dignity being treated with contempt. And these are issues that they matter to us Europeans, but they matter to New Zealanders as well and our partners around the world. And it was everywhere a common message that we need to stand up and protect our fundamental values and interests, and that we share with the people around the world. We have seen also, I went and looked throughout the speeches during those two important anniversaries, and I saw again the words of unity being extremely strong in fighting extremism, in fighting terrorism, organized crime, illegal migration, but also tackling the negative impact of climate change, of securing our energy future, about fair trade, promoting multilateralism, and all issues that are also extremely relevant here in New Zealand. So when we talk and we see all these messages about unity and the challenges that we have to address, it comes to mind that the UK is a pillar of this unity and is a pillar of this message that is coming across during those days. And I would like, very briefly, to say a few words, to cut in two parts. First, why the EU is very much convinced that the UK not only is a pillar, but it is also the most important, one of the very important elements of its prosperity, and why the EU actually needs the UK to stay in the Union. But also I would like to refer to what the EU has been doing, not to accommodate, because I won't use maybe this word UK requests, but obviously the speech of Prime Minister Cameron it was a very important speech, and I think if you see to the working program of the new team of the European Union and the European Commission, very much matches those inspirations. So very briefly, I have looked also to various statistics. We talk about the EU as a global actor, as hard or soft power. We can argue about that, but it is all about to address those challenges that I referred before, is how do we do it collectively together. And of course, it's very hard to imagine how we can do that without the UK, that has for instance, the largest defense budget in the European Union. It is an extremely serious actor in the international stage. It is a permanent member of the UN Security Council and a nuclear member. So can you imagine how the EU voice in international sphere would be without the UK? Then a very important population, one of the biggest populations. In fact, it is the second, if we count, it's bigger, the Great Britain, than larger than metropolitan France. Is the second population in the world, is also the largest customer of Eurozone, with 13% of the Eurozone country exports that they go to the UK.